silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Forgot the name of my own channel then. We're here for another episode of Ref's View. If you are watching on Twitter, please come over and join us on YouTube and give us a subscribe. It would massively help us out over here. But we have had so many decisions that we need to talk about. And for all of you people that are new to the channel, because this is the first time, or the first time this show is on Twitter, I am a former referee. I was a level 5 referee at grassroots level. My co-host, who normally comes on, he's taken a week off. He's taken a little bit of time away, but he'll be back soon. And yeah, you're left with me. You are left with me. But we've got plenty to talk about, plenty of decisions that we need to discuss. But before we do that, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. That's on YouTube. If you come over to from Twitter to YouTube and give us a subscribe, it would massively help us out there. We're aiming to get to 300 by the end of the month, and with your help, I think we can do that. But where else to start? FA Cup final. There was a couple in the FA Cup final. Which one should we go for first? Let's discuss this one first. As we always do, we have pictures to describe the decision we are talking about. This is the first one that I want to take a look at. This is picture number 1. Now, the reason, firstly, this wasn't looked at by VAR is because it did not lead to a direct goal score, a direct goal, right? So it didn't lead directly to a goal, right? It was a different phase of play. The other reason, it's hit his knee before it's hit his hand. Therefore, it's not handball, right? If you look at the rules of the laws of the game, the way the rules are read and wrote, basically, if it hits another part of your body and hits your hand and they're close together, it won't be given as handball. That's why that instance wasn't given as a handball. It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a handball. Unfortunately for Chelsea, it did then lead to a goal, but it didn't directly lead to a goal. There's another one, and look, consistency of the referees is a huge thing that we always seem to be talking about on this channel. But for this decision, they did get it right, and look, you can't really argue with that, in my opinion, because they did get it right. Whether you agree with the decision, that is a different matter. But if we're looking factually at the laws of the game, that is the right decision. And look, you have to accept it as it is. And as we always do, we give a tick or cross if they got the decision correct. And in my eyes, that is not a handball. If that is given against me, I'm fuming. That's not a handball. So there we go. The first tick of the show goes to the referees there. So we have 2 grading. We've got referees got it right. The referees are wankers. It's how we do it over here. It's how we do it over here. And get your comments in, because I want to hear from you. Like if there's something you're not happy about, or you're seeing it differently to me, let me know. Put it in the comments. We can have a chat about it. Because look, I'm not always going to get it right. I may have a different viewpoint to yours. Put your comments in, and we can debate it a little further. This is the second one, though. This is the second one I want to take a look at, and it is the offside offside. It's another one of them. If I take away our logo for just 2 seconds, right? So if I take away the logo, you can see over in the far of the picture is James Chilwell, right? Ben Chilwell. Now these are the marginal offsides that technically VAR was brought in to do. That for me, it is offside. I'm afraid that is for Chelsea offside. Now we're obviously hearing a lot about VAR. It's killing the game. It's ruining it. I mean, Chilwell then celebrated like, oh, you have to feel for Chilwell and Chelsea there. But again, if we're looking factually, you can see, and you don't even need to zoom in. Like even without zooming in, you can see that Chilwell is offside. Therefore, you have to accept that. Again, you won't like to hear it. You won't like to see it. It brings up old wounds. Again, it's another decision that is correct. So today, the referees are on a roll. 2 ticks for them today. Again, it's not what you want to hear, but yeah, it is offside. Lewis saying yes, offside. Matt saying offside because funny. No, it was offside anyway. Look, I've always said I want to bring in that margin of error, that margin of that thing where these tight calls aren't being done. I want to change it, but I'm not the FA. But they do need to look at it, because I swear if we keep seeing armpits given as offside, it's going to be horrific. The next we're going to see is a bulge is offside. Someone very well endowed is going to be classed as offside because he's got a big schlong. That is next. I warn you now, that is next. The next one I want to look at, Liverpool. There was a goal that was scored and then disallowed by VAR. So let's take a little look at that one, shall we? And it is in fact this one. This is the call I'm on about. Now, technically, according to the laws of the game, that West Brom player is in fact offside. Yes, that is factual. Now, the question you have to then ask yourself is he in view, like, is he blocking the view of the keeper with the ball? In that picture, you say no. The fact that he is stood in front of Alisson, though, is gonna be the reason that he was chalked offside. Didn't interfere with play, but he was interfering with the line sight, the eyesight of the keeper, which means, again, that is technically offside because he's affecting how Alisson is seeing. So 3 decisions, and so far 3 ticks. They're doing a good job. They've done a good job. That is another tick to VAR and to referees. So they're currently doing 3-0, which is quite shocking, really. Quite shocking. I don't think we've ever had referees doing this well. But let's look at the next one, right? The next one, I don't think they're going to quite get the nice green tick, because this one is Tyrone Mings on Calvert-Lewin. Now, this was checked by VAR for violent conduct. Now, Tyrone Mings has already got a reputation of being a thug, to be brutally honest with you. And this one, for me, is another reason. There's the ball. You can clearly see the ball. And when you watch it back, obviously we can't play videos due to copyright reasons, but if you watch the clip back, he makes 0 attempt to make the ball. 0 intent to get to the ball. You have to give that as a red card, surely. In my opinion, that's a red, right? He's not even looked at the ball. He's directly gone for Calvert-Lewin. In my opinion, Tyrone Mings should have been sent off for violent conduct there. I would, if I was VAR, I'm telling the referee to send him off. That is what I'd be doing as a referee. And guess what? He didn't. So the first cross of the day, referees are wankers. Here we go. There's the first one. It won't be the last one. I can assure you of that. But as I say, referees are wankers on that one anyway. It's currently 3-1. But again, if you don't agree with me, put your comments in the chat as well. I would love to hear from you as well, because as I said, it might be something you're viewing it differently. We will be opening the line. So if you want to come on and have your say, I'll be putting the links in the chats after we've gone through all of them. And I tell you, we've got an awful lot to get through. So on to the next one, shall we? Let's have a look at this one. This one was Cancelo. Now, there's two pictures for this one. This was Cancelo versus Danny Welbeck. Now, for me, I didn't watch the game. I've seen the clip back. I honestly don't know how the referee has come. I don't know how they've decided Cancelo is the one wrong there. I don't. How you can give that as denial of a goal scoring opportunity is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Because that, for me, that's just two players running for the ball. That's just two players running for it. And then this one where you see Danny going down, but again, there wasn't enough. For me, there simply wasn't enough for that to be a red card, denying of a goal scoring opportunity. They're both going for it. They're both running. It was a poor, soft red, and I don't agree with it in the slightest. So here we go. The next cross they've got is currently 3-2. 3-2 to the referees are wankers. That is for sure. Lewis saying, don't see why you believe the West Brom disallowed goal was correct. He's impeding. I can get the picture back up, but he's impeding the look in this picture. Yeah, he's not, because it's high up. When the ball comes across him and there's someone at the back post, the player in front of him is clearly impacting Alisson and his eyesight. That is a clear offside. That he's clearly impacting Alisson's eyesight. So you have to give that. That is definitely an offside, because he's stopping Alisson from seeing. The minute the ball comes across him, Alisson can't see a ball. Therefore, you're impacting the keeper's eyesight, the line of sight, and straight away you have to give that as offside, because he's interfering with play then. So yeah, as I said, people won't like to hear it, but that was offside. He's impacting the keeper. The keeper can't see it properly, and that's just facts. That's just facts. That is how we'll see it. The next one I want to look at is this one. Now, this is more of a red card than the one on Danny Welbeck. It's quite clear, isn't it? The question you've got to ask is it reckless? Is it serious foul play? Those are the questions you need to ask yourselves. And big up to Lewis for that one. You have to ask, is it violent? Is it the follow through? For me, yeah, you probably look, if we're giving the ones against Leeds with Cooper, if we're giving the other ones that we've seen with follow throughs, which again begs the question why Bailly wasn't, why that one, the pen, that the follow through, he's clearly hit him on the knee. Is it a red card though? No, I don't think it is, because I also don't think the Cooper one was a red card. I think it's one of them. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. On this one, I don't even think the referee did it. So do you know what though? I'm going to contradict myself, because the Cooper one was a red card. This one has to be a red card, which means they got it wrong. 3-3. I told you referees wouldn't be walking away with this quite easily. That's 3 right decisions, 3 wrong decisions, in my opinion. Now, let's look at the next one, shall we? Let's look at the Patrick Bamford one against Southampton. How is this not a penalty? Like, I'm asking for a friend, because in any walk of in any way, shape, or form, he's not even got the ball, and to not even get the ball, and then I mean, what? Like, I don't understand this. Like, you can clearly see he's made contact with Patrick Bamford, quite easily made contact with Patrick Bamford. How's that not a penalty? I couldn't tell you how that's not a penalty. I don't get it. That is as clear as day a penalty you'll get. You're not going to get an easier one than that, right? Don't get the ball, gets 100% at Bamford. Like, how that is not a penalty. I can't imagine. The only thing I can think of is that they thought that the McCarthy's not rushed out, but none of what the PGMOL say about this is going to make me think that in any way, shape, or form they've got the right decision. Nothing. There's absolutely not one single bit that is going to make me think that they've got this correct. Nothing. Because at the end of the day, they clearly just decided to what? I'm not sure. I am absolutely baffled. I'm so baffled. I don't get it. I don't get it. Makes zero sense to me. That is a penalty. But guess what? The referees are down again. Referees are wankers. 4. The referees got it right. 3. 4-3. Told you. I did tell you they weren't going to have it perfectly. But before I carry on with the next ones, please do leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you're enjoying the content, because guess what? There's plenty more content coming out every single day. We've got an Argyle end of season review. We got match previews, everything. Trust me, this channel is a lot of work goes into it, covering a lot of the big teams. So it would mega help us out if you could come over to YouTube from Twitter and give us a subscribe. And as I say, keep getting your comments in, because I love interacting with you whilst I do this, because look, I enjoy it. I do enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it also. But this next one, very similar to Patrick Bamford. This one was on Ollie Watkins from Hugo Lloris. Again, that is a penalty, right? That is as clear as penalty as you're going to get. Again, no contact with the ball, 100% contact with Watkins. Like, that is a penalty. That is so clear a penalty as you'll get. Again, referees they're not being consistent. Well, I suppose they are. They're just not giving penalties for the right reasons. That is a penalty, right? Hugo Lloris just takes out Watkins. And look, Watkins and Dean Smith and Villa, they have every right to be aggrieved about this and very angry, because at the end of the day, that's a penalty, right? He's just taken him out. He's not even got anything on the ball. If he got the ball first, then that's cool. Ball first. But he doesn't, and that's a penalty. You won't get it clearer. You really won't. So guess what? Referees have got it wrong again. 5-3. 5-3. Since the 2 FA Cup ones and the West Brom one, they've had fucking howler. They've had a bloody howler, and guess what? It only gets worse for them. It really does get worse. So that's 5-3. 5-3 at the moment. Daniel saying Mr. Chilwell won. Why is he offside? Here's the picture. Do I need to say it? Daniel, you know I like you, know that. You're massive help to the channel, but do I need to do you really need to know why? Look at his knee. Look at where Chilwell's knee is. Right? Need I say much more? I mean, his shoulder. Look, for me, that's just that is offside. That's clear offside. That's why VAR was brought in. It's not even on a technicality, is it? That's not even a technicality, right? Technically, that is offside. Like you need not even ask anymore, really. I can see that from here. I've not even zoomed in. You can see it straight away. You can see that's not offside. That's offside straight away, in my opinion. Big up to Daniel, though. Big up to yourself, though. Big up to yourself. That's a pen. Where's the attempt for the ball? Yes, he has his arm out for the ball, but where's the other arm around Watkins? Yeah. So see, that's that one that we've just looked at. Where is it? This one. Yeah, that's clear penalty. Clear penalty. Right, he's just taken out Watkins, for goodness sake. So 5-3. On to this one. Now, Arsenal normally moan about referees, and normally I tell them to shut up because half the time they're moaning about nothing. But this one, they genuinely have a right to feel aggrieved because Schlupper's just basically stood on Chambers' ankle. Now, that is for me, but maybe not ascendant. Maybe, actually, you could say that it's tough to say if that's a red card. It is a tough one. In first reactions, you're probably looking at yes. You're probably looking, he stamped him. I've seen reds given for that. So for me, trying to be as consistent as possible and following the rules of the game now, as a referee, there's rules in the book that you have to implement even if you don't agree with them, because that's your job, right? Even when I was reffing, there were some rules that I kept reading and I'm like, I don't like this. But as a referee, it is your job to follow the rules of the game. That is a red card. Simply a red card. So they don't get the tick, they get the cross. They get the cross, not a tick. I ain't giving no tick for that. That is a red card. Just stamped on his ankle, for goodness sake. And again, trying to be consistent is something that referees don't do, right? It's not something that referees do. I want consistency, so I try to be as consistent as possible, right? I try to be. The referees in the Premier League don't actually try to be as consistent as possible, but I absolutely do, because that's what we all ask for, right? We're all asking for consistency. So when I'm giving these decisions, I'm acting as if I'm in VAR. I'm acting as if I'm in Stockley Park controlling VAR. I'm trying to give the decisions quickly. I'm trying to explain what I'm seeing as well and why I'm giving it as that. This was the whole intention of this show. This show was never just to look at them and give yes or no answer. I'm trying to explain, and it will get better and better every week as we continue to do this. Being week 8, obviously massive improvements. But I'm trying to give you the correct views. I'm trying to act as if I'm Niall at Stockley Park controlling VAR in the game, right? And I'm trying to tell you why I'm giving a decision, being quick, being accurate, and explaining why I'm doing, because we simply don't have that in the Premier League at the moment. So we're trying to give you something different, something that you can relate to and understand, because that is simply why I did this show. And no other channel will give you this sort of show where we're looking at the decisions, we've got the pictures, and we're seeing and we're trying to implement that. No other channel does this sort of level. That's all I will say on that. To a person I'm subscribed to now, we all hate you. It is what it is. That is the way I see it. It is what it is. I don't actually mind too much. But to the people watching on YouTube, please leave a like on the video. If you're watching on Twitter or Twitch, join us on YouTube. It's a much better place to be on YouTube. And subscribe to us. Plenty of different shows every single day. And look, this is why we did this channel for you. And for the regular panelists, because we had nowhere to talk to, nowhere to go, because we were all off on a different channel. They moved on to a different thing. And that's why we did this channel. That is why we did it. DC saying, finally beat Harry Kane. Cheat. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Look, for me, it was, yeah, you did beat them. Factually, you are correct. Big up to Chris as well. And DC saying Ollie Watkins should have got a penalty from Lloris. Yeah, I've said that already. If you haven't checked out, if you weren't here from the start, go check it out. I did say that from the start. They should have been a penalty to Ollie Watkins. I also said the same for Bamford, so I'm being consistent and explaining why he didn't make contact with the ball. But big up to DC and a big up to James Gordon in the chat as well, from the late night show. You imposter, see you in court. Big up, you fat cunt. But I can hardly speak. I'm not exactly the slimmest of all time. But yeah, James, nothing imposter. Okay, yeah, I'll watch that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to my Twitter ban ending in half an hour. Chris, what on earth have you been doing on Twitter to get yourself a ban? Chris, who have you been attacking on Twitter, mate? Who have you been attacking on Twitter? The next one to look at is this one. This is the offside. I've missed one. I need to go add that in right now. But let's look at this one anyway. This is Werner. Does anyone really need me to explain why that's offside? Like, does anyone really want me to explain that? Does anyone feel the need for me to explain why Timo Werner is classed as offside there? Or shall I just move on? Right, because you ain't getting a clear offside if you try. I'm not even joking. That is so clear offside. That is. Do you know what? If I'm in Stockley Park and that's come up to me, I'm loving life. Because guess what? That is so easy. That is the easiest one to do. Yeah, that's offside. We'll move on. No Chelsea fan can fight me for that. No one. No, I mean, yeah, no Chelsea fan can fight me. That is a clear offside. And guess what? The referees get a tick. So it's 5-4 to the referees at the moment in terms of referees being wankers, that is. But yeah. Yeah, that was a clear offside that you can see. Lewis saying, any need to look at this? Not really. I could explain why he's offside, but I think I'm not going to treat you lot stupid, as you know why he's offside. West Ham United, he's always offside. He is always offside. This is correct. No, move on. I've got banned for saying I hope we beat the cunts before United game. Nah, shit. Bad, Chris. Bad, Chris. Werner was born offside. Potentially. Now, the next one we'll look at. Again, do I need to explain why that's handball? Do I? Does anyone need me to explain why that's been given as a handball? As I can. That is handball. Factual again. That is factually handball. And the reason the goal was chalked off is because it literally hit his hand and went into the back of the net. Therefore, the handball directly led to a goal. Therefore, handball. Again, you clear as day. 5-5. Let's move on because that is 5-5 in decisions correct and wrong. So yeah, you got that one. No, move on. Twitter ban me for saying that, but don't ban people for saying much worse stuff. I totally agree. Is this hate on Chelsea Day? No, it's just Chelsea had a lot of dodgy things happen to them. But we're about to move on to something that Dan is probably going to be quite happy. Just move on. Clear. Yeah, I agree. You lot aren't stupid, so I'm going to not treat you like idiots. This one. This is the penalty decision. Okay. I'm going. See you in court, pal. I hear that. Have a great day, doppelganger. Yes, there's two of me and James Corden apparently. It's not the first time that I've been called James Corden. It certainly won't be the last. But let's talk about this penalty, shall we? Now, Tielemans kicks him. Just kicks him. Werner gets in front of him and the ball. Right, that's quite clear. Right, you can clearly see that. So because he's done that, he's just kicked him. It's as if he's kicking through Werner. Right, and if you can't see from that angle, to which you'd have to be quite blind if you can't, here's a different angle. Yeah, he's just kicking through Werner. Werner's put himself in front of him. He's put himself between him and Tielemans and the ball, between the ball and Tielemans. Tielemans just kicked through Werner. That's a penalty. Why that wasn't given as a penalty, I do not know. That is wrong decision. It should have been a penalty. Tielemans did kick Werner in the back of the ankle, and I'm not sure how they didn't get that. Chris saying, whether people like it or not, VAR is here to stay. Well, VAR is not the problem, and I've said this many times. You've seen it in today's show, right? I've acted like I've been in VAR. Decisions, quick, done, sorted. I'll be the same in VAR, right? These are not difficult decisions. They are very easy decisions that people just seem to get wrong on multiple occasions. It pisses me off. Penalty, VAR still sucks. It does, but it's not VAR that sucks. It's the referees. Now, on to the last one before I put the link in the chat. Now, there's two parts of this we need to look at. I haven't got both pictures, right? Now, you all have seen what I'm on about, right? You'd have all seen it. Does Bruno touch the ball? Now, you can't tell. You absolutely can't tell, right? They haven't got a camera angle in Old Trafford that gives you a conclusive answer. There's just not a conclusive answer. So, you have to make a judgment call. Do you think the bottom of Bruno's boot, his shins, has touched the ball? That's what you've got to ask yourself. If you think yes, then Cavani's not offside. If you don't think he has, then Cavani's offside. Now, as a referee, fuck knows what you're doing. This is, look, for this decision, this is purely a guess. Like, as a referee, even with VAR, they haven't quite got a good enough camera angle. So you have to guess, per se. There's not a conclusive answer to this. I'm gonna say it's not offside because, and I know what Bruno has said after the game. I'm trying to take that out of my head. I think he probably may have scraped it at the bottom of his shoe. Now, you can't know for sure. There's not a clear enough camera angle to decide that. So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Bruno, because you are meant to try and give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. I'm just going to say it's not offside, because at the end of the day, you can't tell this, and there's not a conclusive camera angle to see. So I'm going to say the referee's got that one correct, which means this week it's a draw. 6 for the referee, got it right. 6 for the referee is a wanker. I'm giving it as a draw, because at the end of the day, you can't really do much else. Like, for me, you have to give it as you see it. For me, there's not a clear enough camera angle that tells me he's touched it or not. So you have to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. Link is in the chat now for anyone that wants to come on. It's on YouTube, Twitch, and on Twitter. Now, what have we got here? He admitted he didn't touch it. I don't even think Bruno would know. Is that fine? The margins are that close. I don't even think Bruno would know. I don't even think Bruno does. That is for sure. Big up to Wolf. Hi, Velv. Defo, not offside. I hear that. I do hear that. Cavani was in when the ball bounced by Bruno. No chance offside. Wolf, he admitted he didn't touch it. Again, it's really... Again, as I've just said, I don't even think Bruno would know. It's going to be that light of a touch that you'd never be able to tell. And the referee ain't going to know. Like Bruno saying that after the match. He's not saying that during the match, is he? So what's the referee's meant to do? Big up Valve, who is loving it with Wolf. But we are joined by Lewis. Lewis, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. So what were you questioning? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with most of them. It's just the West Brom I was a bit confused about, because there's two minds in it, because when you're watching it and you look at that first, like the angle, like on the view of the TV, like live, it didn't look like there's anything wrong to do with it. Like, obviously, when you look on pictures that you show us on, you can't get the full picture. So it's a bit hard to say, but when I watched it on TV, I personally, I didn't see anything wrong. Opinions are opinions. But for me personally, I think it should have counted. I don't think there's wrong with it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's offside because he's impacting the keeper's line sight. So you can see that the minute the ball comes across goal and it's no longer in the sight of Alisson, it's offside. He's impacting the keeper's eyesight. That's as much as people don't like it, that is in today's game, that's offside. Because the keeper can't see the ball.
Yeah, but you look at and you look at the way he's jumped. He's not going to put it straight at you. He sees a gap. You know he's going to put it out long. Try and shuffle away.
Yeah, but it's not about knowing. It's about what you can see. And Alisson, for a split second, can't see a ball because of the player in front of him. It has to be given as offside. He's interfering with play. The minute that Alisson can't see the ball because of him, he's in an offside position, which means it has to be classed as offside. It's as simple as that. Like, as much as people aren't going to like it, that's just the facts of the day. That is how football is now. It's clear offside because of how he does it. Velv saying Wolf offside once again. United pay the refs. I don't think you even can tell, Velv. No one can really tell. It's just one of them that it was such a good goal. I don't think anyone really wants that chalked off anyway. Please explain, Vel. But look, we're gonna wrap it up there. I think it's been a bit of a long one. We may do the Argyle end of season review tonight at around about 9 o'clock is my thinking. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Whether that turns out to be true or not, we shall wait and see. Everything is ready to go for us. Need to get a few more things up ready for it. But a big thanks to everyone that has been watching. We'll be live, as I said, maybe tonight. But if not, we definitely will be live tomorrow, 3 p.m. with Transfer Talk, another episode, a daily episode of Transfer Talk. But check out our socials on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL and on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _ and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. And if you're watching on Twitter, before you do go on and carry on with your wonderful day, please do jump onto YouTube and chuck us a subscribe. It would hugely help as we're hoping to get by 300 by the end of the month. But Fernandez took cash out of his pocket, paid the referee, and they gave it a goal. I don't quite think that happened, Velv. I don't quite think that happened. But as I said, all the individual shows, the Chelsea show, the Liverpool show, and the United show, all back tomorrow. So make sure you check out for them. But until then, big up to watching. But Lewis, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on Instagram at LewisPerry55. You can find me on YouTube at Perry Sports. And you can find me on Twitter at Lewis160. Lewis Perry 160, sorry.
Perfect. And yes, you can find me on Twitter at Niall _PAFC if you are interested in following me. But until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you again, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, whenever we're next live. It will definitely be by tomorrow. That is for sure. But a big thanks to everyone watching. We'll be back. But until